Hey folks, Adam here.
And I'm Amy.
And this is Biscuit. And today, he's already bored with our adventure. Today we're going to talk about fantastic Las Vegas, and we're going to give you 20 different scams and money-saving tips. Scams to avoid, things of the sort. So let's go ahead and kick it off with a fantastic video about fantastic
Las Vegas.
All right, so first and foremost, you're going to land in Vegas. You're going to be so excited. You're going to see a bank of slot machines at the airport.
That's going to be the first sign that you are in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
It's different, you know? Gambling is not legal in a lot of our cities, so that's going to be the first big thing that you notice when you get to Las Vegas. You're going to see a lot of these things right behind me. Over here, you're going to see a lot of slot machines. It's very exciting, and it's very tempting to go ahead and start playing. However,
but you and your wolf pack do not need to play there, because the odds on the slot machines at the airport are some of the worst in the entire town.
I would say they're the worst in Vegas.
Yeah, they're absolutely awful. They think, hey, you're waiting for your plane. You're going to pump that money you won back into the slot machine. You're on a layover. You're going to be bored. Plus, there's not always enough seats. You're going to get a seat in front of that dollar machine, and you're going to pour back a few $100s before you head back home to Chicago, Detroit, or Tampa.
And think about it. A lot of the other, every other casino in Vegas, you have actual competition. You can't just have horrible odds, or you'll get up and you'll walk out, you'll go to the next casino. You have to keep it at least somewhat competitive. The airport,
you don't have to keep it competitive.
not so much. You don't have to keep it competitive. You can have absolutely terrible odds. So I would advise, get all of your gaming out of your system before and after you're at the airport. Don't do it there. You're just probably going to be throwing your money away.
Okay, so then you go to from the airport, and you're out on the strip, and you see some showgirls. You see a guy dressed as Spider-Man, maybe the Incredible Hulk, or my favorite, Mini Mr. T.
You're gonna get some awesome pictures. You're gonna update your story. You're gonna
But
have a great
be careful.
time.
Be careful. If you go up, take a picture with a lovely lady or a Mr. T, and then say how much.
Ooh.
They're gonna say, usually people give me $50. Give me $100. $100 is the minimum.
For two people, that's always $100. That's $50. Is it really?
That's not how we want to operate. What you're gonna want to do is, if they accept it, then they gotta take a picture with you. There's no scam involved. If you take the picture first, sometimes you're at the discretion of that person, who will tell you, oh no, I charged $37.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, no, don't get scammed, folks. Now, when you're done with that, you look to the right, and there's a guy playing the cup game or 3-card Monte. Which card is it? You'll see people placing bets in some cases.
Sometimes
$50,
it seems
$100,
like they're
$200.
really winning a ton of money.
A
It can
crowd
be
of
tempting.
people cheering the person on as they win time after time. And you think, this is easy. I want to play next. The thing is, those people you see winning are in on it.
Yes.
They are part of a group. Very common scam throughout New Orleans, Detroit, and Las Vegas. They play the game nice and slow and easy in front of you. They win. You go up. You take your turn. You put your $50 down. You put your 20, your 100. And then a little sleight of hand. You think you have it just like before, and you get it wrong.
Yes.
Every time.
Don't get scammed. Don't lose your money.
The people winning are in on the scam, so don't play that.
So,
now, go ahead.
This is not necessarily a scam, so to speak. However, a way to save money is just to know that your Ubers and your Lyfts are going to be the best way, in my opinion, to get around Las Vegas. They're going to be, in my experience, 20 to 30% less expensive than the typical cab in Las Vegas. So cabs are everywhere, and they are very convenient, and they're going to be posted up right outside of every single airport, every single casino, every single nice restaurant. However, if you order your own Uber or Lyft, go to the designated drop-off pickup location for the Uber and Lyft, you're going to be able to save, on average, 25%.
Absolutely. That's a fantastic thing. And if you get in a cab, because sometimes it's convenient, make sure they have a meter running, that they're not just going to give you a price estimate, because that can mess you over as well. Make sure that meter is keeping the cab driver honest, and be safe there. Now, you've walked the strip, and now it's time to go check into your room.
Yes.
Be careful. Resorts in Las Vegas can charge an exorbitant early check-in fee. It can be $50, $100 to check in early. Now, with the average hotel price going up and up and up, I just checked MGM Grand, $600 a night this weekend for a standard room.
Wow, Vegas is really getting up there.
Yeah, so there's a lot of $500 a night rooms throughout Vegas. You go on a weekend, you go on a busy weekend, you're pushing $1,000 a night, and you can get hit with an extra $100 just by checking in a couple hours early. So make sure before you check in, before you go to find out the check-in time, if you want to avoid that additional fee, which I think is a bit of a scam. Those rooms are ready, they're going to hit you with an extra $100 fee. That's more than they should be charging for the room.
Maybe
I call
it's
it
a scam. However, that extends your vacation and you're able to, enjoy your full Friday. You get there at 10 a.m. and you're able to enjoy the full day. Maybe it's worth it. So, I don't know. Is that a scam? Is it not?
Scam. So there's also something, MGM has launched something called the Stay Well room. And a lot of the resorts have similar, okay?
Yeah.
Stay Well is the type that MGM does.
You're going to pay extra.
You're going to pay extra. It's a premium. They've actually got two different types, Stay Well and Stay Well Premium. Stay Well, the type of room, usually comes with an air purifier, a citrus spritzer for your shower to improve the water quality, and that's about it. They give you a HEPA filter in the air purifier, and in some cases, some of the hotels will say, oh, we also use non-hypoallergenic cleaners.
Oh, okay.
But it's a premium cost, and for the most part, it's to use an air purifier, which I have smoke allergies, so I have not done this yet.
But it might be worth it for
But
you.
from the friends and from the reviews I've read, it's just your air purifier. It's a little bit cleaner room. You have to decide if that's worth the extra dollars for you. And you know what the premium includes?
What?
A instructor to help you relax, a meditation session. So it's a stay well room to where you sleep better and you meditate. You have a personal meditation.
Come to your room, or is
this
it
can be
wow.
hundreds and hundreds of dollars more to have a meditation instructor.
I don't think I need that. That's
Yeah.
weird.
So decide for yourself if
Good to
that's for
know.
you. But
Good to
for
know.
me, I think that's a bit of a scam. You could buy your own air purifier for $100.
That's true.
So,
No, that's true.
Next up, those people selling VIP access to clubs. They're going to be down on the street and be like, hey, would you like VIP
everywhere.
access? VIP access. And they'll sell it to you on the street, or you can pre-buy your tickets.
They make it sound really cool. Are you telling me this
You
is a
get
scam?
bottle service, you get a discount on everything.
Yeah.
Oftentimes people selling VIP access to the club don't even work for the club.
Say
Have nothing to do with the
so.
club. Yeah.
No way. They're just selling you something and you show up at the club and they're like,
Nope.
no, it's not real.
It's a very, very common scam. Be very careful. Anybody who's in a bar or restaurant selling you a premium ticket or any ticket at all, they printed something up like, hey, I can't use these tickets tonight. Would you like to pick them up? Be careful, because when you get to the box office, they may not be real.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so what do we got next?
Okay, so ATM fees.
Woo, those ATM fees.
They are
let you take this.
crazy. Especially on the strip. So if you think that you are going to need cash for any reason, and it's Vegas, so you never know, make sure you are picking up that like you take it with you, or you get it at an ATM that is off the strip, because on the strip you are going to be paying out the nose for just getting cash. And I think that's crazy. It sucks to have to pay to spend your own money.
Okay, next in the scam list, I'm going to call the resort fees a bit of a scam.
I definitely think that's a scam. Have you ever thought, okay, let's take a trip to Vegas, we'll go this weekend, it'll be great.
Wow. The rooms are $24 at Excalibur.
It's $36. It's it's such a great deal. It's gonna be amazing.
Resort fees can exceed $50 to $100 a night. MGM Grand, currently it's $50 a night for a basic room. So that can add up pretty quick. You're there for 10 days, you have an extra $500 in fees. Why I think it's a scam is because oftentimes that isn't advertised when you see the price.
Right.
When you're like, oh, rooms are only $99, $36. Now they're no longer $36
You're
at
right,
most resorts. And then you go to check out, there's taxes, and the taxes are through the roof because there's individual room fees and all sorts of stuff by the city. But then there's an additional resort fee between all that can be easily $75 a night on top of a room that you thought you were getting for $50.
Right. So don't, get too excited and too committed to the place where you want to stay that you think, oh my goodness, this is X amount of dollars, and then you find out it's actually 150% more than that. Definitely a scam.
Next up, be careful of those Wi-Fi fees. Wi-Fi is not included in many of the resorts in Las Vegas, can be up to $20 a day.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So I'm going to put that in there as well. On top of that, be careful when you sit down for blackjack. If the blackjack pays 6 to 5 instead of standard odds, that means they're paying you less for your blackjack. It decreases your odds. Be very careful of that. When they start changing the odds to the games, they've probably changed several things. I literally once sat down at a blackjack table. It said it was Caribbean blackjack, which meant there was no queens on the deck, which brought the odds of winning down from 47-48% to 37-38. So be very careful. Read those placards and see what kind of blackjack you're playing and what the payout is.
So speaking of 000 blackjack.
000 on the roulette wheel is what I should say.
Okay.
My bad, I wrote that down wrong.
Yeah.
If a roulette wheel has more 0 spaces, it decreases your odds time and time again.
That makes sense.
So if there's a 0, you're betting red or black, and there's 1 0. That brings your odds of winning down.
Right.
There's 2 0. Now they're up to 3 zeros to bring your odds lower and lower and lower. And usually the places that will put 3 zeros on the wheel are pulling some other shenanigans with the pay. So just be very careful of that. Vegas is surprisingly getting a little greedy lately, and they're doing everything they can to hedge their bets in the house's favor.
House. Yeah. So also, speaking of, maybe things that you want to stay away from, it's really enticing to play the super fun slot machines, especially the ones that are branded with your favorite music,
Addams
movies,
Family,
The Walking Dead,
007,
whatever it might be.
They are.
Obviously, the things that you like and catch your attention and the brands that you're familiar with, you may think oh, this will be a super fun game. I should play this. However, those slot machines have to pay royalties to those big name brands and those companies, which means you are getting always worse odds.
Yeah.
So because that slot machine has to pay out a chunk of their winnings to the 007 brand, they are going to pay you less money. So maybe stick with the generic, double jackpot, 777, your, gold pots and whatever. Stick with that. Even though those other ones look really super fun, you're gonna win less.
Also, just as a personal hint, if you like these old school IGT machines, there's a few of them last I saw at the D in Las Vegas, and Circus is bringing back coin-operated slot machines. Thank goodness for that.
I can't wait.
You may want to slum it for a day at Circus. The first time I went to Circus
Circus is the best casino on this strip.
They do have a mezzanine. Who else has a mezzanine?
I will fight for that. I don't like to gamble, but I really like playing carnival games and winning stuffed animals for my dog. So
Biscuit does like the stuffed animals.
In my opinion, Circus is the most fun casino on the strip.
The first time I went to Circus, I was literally in kindergarten. And my dad let me play slots. That's the kind of casino. He didn't let me play for long. I went there. My parents took us out of school for a week.
You guys were just living Vegas vacation.
Oh yeah, it was great. It was great. I was Rusty Griswold.
Yeah.
They took us out of school. I was in kindergarten. It was like the week before or after spring break because tickets were cheaper.
Yeah.
So I took out of school before spring break.
School, no big deal.
We went there. My sister had just turned 16. Grandpa had given her $20, so she just played nickel slots like crazy. She won. She did very well. Supposedly, my dad did very well, too. I remember him playing some silver dollar slots back in the day, and those big, heavy trays coming back to the room. And we partook of the Circus buffet. I think my favorite part was obviously going to the mezzanine. My brother and I had $5 each, and we won so many stuffed animals. In fact, so many that they mysteriously disappeared before we could pack them and put them back in the luggage I think because we didn't have room in the luggage and they just disappeared.
Tragedy.
Yeah.
Also, your family is so much cooler than mine. That is the coolest story.
You didn't get to go gamble in Vegas when you were 5?
No, actually, my family vacations are very different.
That was not a scam. That was where the action was. That was the
I agree. That's what I'm
golden
saying.
days.
Circus is not a scam.
You know what is a scam?
What?
Cashing out.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
It should be a crime.
It is. It is.
It isn't, is it? Is it a crime?
I don't know.
It should be a
All
crime.
I'm saying is go to the cash cage every time.
Cash cage.
I don't care if there's a line. Just wait. Don't let them take your change.
So, what the story is.
This started during the change shortage.
Okay.
And it seemed reasonable at the time. We all know there was a change shortage and people started rounding and just not giving you change. Vegas was no different, especially after...
They're change machines. When you would cash out, if you went there with a ticket for $14.17, you put it in the machine, it drops $14. And if you want your 17 cents, go stand in line to get your 17 cents. Most people say, I got my $14, the 17 cents. I'm not going to wait in line for 5 minutes at the cash cage for. I'm not going to go to customer service for my 17 cents.
And it almost seemed reasonable when
Those
there was an actual
machines
shortage.
can drop coins.
No,
They decided
no.
not to stock them to save money because they realized that almost everybody just discards their tickets, loses the 17 cents, and that rounds up to millions and millions of dollars in additional profit for the casino if everybody doesn't get their change. So, I don't know what the right solution is there, but I feel like it should be a crime for those casinos to make it hard to get your change.
I agree. I think
They intentionally make you wait in line. You know, oh, I've got $14.85. Here's your $14 in cash. And if you want the 85 cents, go stand in line for the buffet. Go stand in line behind everyone else.
It may seem petty, but I think we should all push
I think we should fight back.
Get our change back.
We want something else. It's a MASH quote. So, cabs getting kickbacks?
Yes.
Okay, so cabs.
Not necessarily.
Not to give them a bad name. The cab
It's-
drivers are great. The cabs are fair
Yeah.
prices.
And Ubers will do this as well. We've had Uber drivers as well tell us you can get a wealth of knowledge and information from your cab driver and your Uber driver. You should definitely
Quiz 'em.
be talking to them, quizzing them, like, hey, where's
They're
the...
locals. They know where the
Yeah.
good stuff is.
Where's the best place to get X, Y, and Z? Where should I go to eat? Where
Oh,
should
that sushi
I...
place.
You can get amazing knowledge from your Uber and cab drivers. However, just know that there's a chance that they may be recommending a specific place because they get a kickback from that place.
What?
So it might not actually, it may be the best, but it might not. It might just be the place that gives them an extra $20 for every person they drop off there.
Yeah.
So use your due diligence, your own discretion, do your own research. And if you really are set on going to a certain place and your cab driver is really like, no, go here, go here, go here, maybe push back a little and say, no, I don't want to go there because you get $20 if you take me there. I want to go to this location and
That's
take
a better
me there.
price that the
That's
locals
a better
go to,
place. So if you know, the place that you want to go, just know that if your cab driver is really insistent on taking you somewhere else, it's probably because they get paid for that, and it might be a little bit of a scam.
In many cases, cab drivers will get a kickback, which is fine. I don't mind them getting a kickback. Sometimes I want them to get that
great, yeah.
kickback. You can just go to that one. On places they dispense things,
Or
on places where somebody dances for you,
yes.
or places where they give you a massage.
Yes.
So just keep that in mind. Dances, massages, and dispenses.
Dispenser, yeah.
Those are places that the cab driver may be influenced to take you to a further location out of town and particularly pay a little bit more because, the places that are further away are going to give a bigger incentive. And they're going to make a few extra bucks on the cab fare, and that comes out of your vacation dollar, which we're trying to save you so you can vacation in Vegas on a budget.
Absolutely.
All right.
So,
Discount rental
speaking of-
locations.
Yes, this
We've done this a few times.
we have. So it's not a straight up scam. However, know what you're getting into when you rent a car in Las Vegas. You're gonna get some pretty normal seeming prices from your big name car rental locations, the
Avis.
ones that you've heard of
Budget.
before. Yeah.
Hertz.
Enterprise, However,
National.
then you'll hear some other names that you've probably never heard of before, but those prices are going to seem way better. You're going to be like, oh my goodness, this
How
is
am I getting a car for
25% of the price.
$25 a day?
Pretty much, yeah. It's crazy. Okay, well.
There's a couple things.
There's
First
a
and
couple
foremost, those places are further from the airport, and they're often out of town. So when you look at it, they'll say it's a shuttle from the airport. Well, you take a shuttle to the car rental place, then another shuttle to the other side of town where you get your discounted car.
So
Not
it's
the
two
worst
shuttles.
thing. A little further out of town, and if you have to Uber there or anything like that, it can be a little additional cost. Fine. Then when you get there, just be very careful, because some of the deep discount car rental places make their money up in other rules that they have. One of the rules they have is that unless you have full coverage, you have to buy their insurance. That's a policy that they'll have. Once you're already on the edge of town, you've already Ubered there, you're on vacation, you think you're getting your $25 car, and they're like, yes, but insurance is $62 a day. And they hit you with a few extra additional fees, it gets expensive real quick. So, in our case, I had full coverage, I was able to avoid it. It was a little bit extra time, and at the time, I kind of wished we were in a hurry because we were trying to get to CES last time. I wished we would have gotten the closer rental.
Yeah.
But in reality, we did save a few dollars by going to the further rental location. So pick what's best for you.
Also, the more budget places, I believe, really only want you driving in the state of Nevada. So if you are planning on taking a road trip, which I highly recommend you doing, and you know, checking out Arizona and going to different canyons and going to the Grand Canyon and seeing cool stuff. If you have a rental car, that's awesome, but the budget places don't like you leaving the state, so that might be one that you just go ahead and say, you know what, I'm gonna get Enterprise, that way I can drive it wherever I want.
I've dealt with Enterprise, dealt with National, Avis. They give great service. Sometimes the one-offs that are deep discount don't give you the best service, and you are seemingly more likely to get hit with the, hey, there's a new scratch on the side of the car, that's
Right.
$200.
Yeah.
So they do make their money up in other ways. They have your credit card, and you just have to be careful with that.
Yes.
Moving on.
Side bets.
Side
Tell me
bets.
about side bets.
So anytime you're playing blackjack or playing a slot machine, there's oftentimes a side bet. There's something like, oh, if an ace comes up, or if the dealer gets insurance, we pay, or if the dealer gets a blackjack, we pay you. Just place an extra $2, an extra $5, extra $1 side bet.
I've always seen that, but I don't know what it is.
Each casino and game can have a little bit different side bet. The thing is, they wouldn't be offering it to you if it was in your favor. In most cases, those side bets are the worst bets on the table. You can do it with slot machines. You have just an extra, it seems like, just an extra $1 and I could win $10 if a 2 comes up. They'll have some weird games. It's never in your favor, we'll just say that.
Okay.
So be careful with those side bets, whether it's blackjack or slot machines or anything else.
Don't get sucked up into
If
that.
they've created a game for you to play for your extra $1, they're not doing it for your best interests.
Okay. Good
So
to know.
but it's sometimes fun. You got to be doing it for fun and not to try to win if that's the case. Also, be very careful. Those big resorts have exorbitant costs at their convenience store. They know they have you locked in. You're in some big resort. The properties all next to it are owned by the same group. 2 companies own the large majority of resorts on the entire strip, and they jack up the prices within the casino. You're better off hitting a CVS or hitting someplace before you get to the casino, stocking up on everything you need. If you have a headache, you're going to pay $10 for a Advil or something like
Right.
that. So just be careful. Sodas can be $7, $8.
Yeah.
Things are more expensive in the convenience stores within the casinos because they know they have you as a captive audience. If you need to get a soda at 3 a.m., you're not getting in a cab and going downtown to do that.
It's true.
You're going to buy their stuff. So try to come with the essentials, your toothbrush and your toothpaste, anything you might need from the convenience store.
There is a CVS on the strip, and if I remember correctly, the prices there I didn't find to be completely exorbitant like
Yeah,
I
well, it
did
wasn't, yeah.
the convenience stores. So if you can make it there, that's a great option for
Yeah,
you.
I'm a big fan of that CVS on the Strip that is kind of over by MGM, more towards Planet Hollywood, I would say.
And they sell adult beverages, which is different. They don't do that here in Florida, but
Right.
in Nevada they do.
Yeah, is that right?
Yeah.
The mini bar prices, just
Yeah.
be careful. They are exorbitant.
Yeah.
You
Even
know?
more than a normal hotel. It's in Vegas. It's next level.
Yeah, they've gotten they know that people want to go to Vegas. They know that once they're there, they kind of not technically have a monopoly, but they've got two companies that are price fixing, in my opinion, and you do have to be careful because they have raised those mini bar prices up much higher than they used to be.
Mm-hmm.
And my favorite, it's a downtown scam that I like. It's the CD scam.
This is not quite as common anymore, but I think it still goes on some places.
No, I've seen it recently.
Yeah.
So, when you're downtown, you're on Fremont Street, you're walking around, even on the Strip, you can have somebody playing music.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to get a copy of this? Could be a thumb drive, it could be a CD, it could be whatever format. They're gonna ask you, hey, what's your name? Do you like this? They sign your name on the CD was the old trick.
Yeah.
And they hand it to you, figuring now, and they say, "Here you go, take my free CD."
Now you have to pay for it.
Yeah, or if you take it
Right.
before anything, they're like, "All right, that'll be $30." You already signed it.
Right.
So now you're in a negotiation, an
Your
uncomfortable
name's on
negotiation
it,
with
yeah.
people who are probably younger and stronger than you.
Right.
And you're just like, all right, here's thank you, country music artist or whoever just gave you
Right.
something. And in many cases, that CD, that thumb drive, that flash drive, whatever it may be, can be blank.
Wow, that's
And that
tricky.
wasn't even them that you heard playing the
Oh,
music.
wow.
You know, it's
So
just some guy who's singing a song. You're like, oh, you're really talented. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. Would you like that? Here you go. There.
tricky.
So that's the scam. Not only do you pay for something you don't want, it's not even the person, and sometimes there's not that music on the media.
Wow. Okay, so a few bonus scams that I thought of while you were going over
You
this
got a few
list.
extras?
I have a few extras.
Wonderful.
Not quite a scam, but I know everyone always asks about, like, can you get free drinks in Vegas?
You can.
Yes, you absolutely can. However, should you?
Mm-hmm.
That is the question.
You shouldn't.
Here's the thing.
Amy shouldn't.
If the casino
Yes, ma'am.
is giving you a lot of free drinks,
Yes.
there's a chance that they may have an ulterior motive.
What?
And if you think about it,
They want you making impulsive bad decisions because you've had a couple,
Exactly.
you've imbibed a bit.
right. So maybe you're up. Maybe you're doing very well. They come over and they want to give you a lot of free things.
Yeah.
You should perhaps not accept those free things.
Yeah, at some point, cut yourself off for
Yeah,
sure. Because you can.
exactly.
It's proven that you will take more risks and maybe risks you shouldn't take after you've had a few. So be careful with that. Ask them. Instead of a free drink, can you get me a free room? That's where you want to be. A
Yes.
free buffet.
A free buffet?
That I've never turned down a free buffet. President Casino.
Yeah.
I took them for so many crab leg buffets. It's the best day of my life.
That's what we want. That's what we're here
That's
for.
where you need to be.
So be careful with that.
Mm-hmm.
Also, if you see a very attractive young lady at the bar, maybe you're hanging out by yourself, maybe she wants to hang out with you and you're thinking, this is my lucky night. This is going well. Like Vegas
I was going to keep this to be a PG list.
This
but
is PG, but it's Vegas. All I'm saying is don't get caught in over your head. Don't
Yeah.
fall in love until you realize
find out what the price is.
that nothing's free in Vegas.
Yeah,
basically.
If you're by yourself, if you're a guy, you're by yourself at 3 a.m. at a blackjack table or at the bar, someone sits down next to you and is like, hey, can I buy you a drink? Can I hang out with you? Blah, blah, blah.
You're not that lucky. You might have won at blackjack, but you didn't win at this. So just know.
There are no free blackjacks in Vegas.
Yes. So, and last but not least, not quite a scam, but just something to prepare for. I think it's a little tricky that Vegas does. I think they know what they're doing. There are no chairs anywhere, and you have to walk everywhere.
Except in front of a slot machine.
Exactly. The only place to just like sit down and rest your feet for a second is going to be at a really overpriced restaurant.
Yeah.
Or at a slot machine. So I would just say, if you're gonna be walking around all day and you're gonna get hangry, you're gonna get tired.
I will.
wear your comfortable shoes,
Yeah.
wear your walking shoes. Don't be like me and always like mess up and wear high heels and die.
Bring your chair pants.
Bring your chair pants, bring your comfortable stuff, and just kind of like pace yourself to where that way you're not impulsively needing to sit down. You gamble when you don't want to. You eat it at a restaurant you didn't even plan on just because you want to sit down, just because you've been walking all day or because your feet are tired.
Yeah. It's worth also noting that, like I said, the large majority of the casinos are owned by 2 companies.
Right.
Accordingly, they're going to have transportation that takes you from their casino to their casino
To
to their casino to their other casino. You cross the bridge to their other casino. So just be careful if you're like, man, I don't have any luck at this casino. I don't like the odds on these slots machines. I'm just gonna take the rail down the way.
It's totally
dang
just
it.
sleight of hand, illusion of choice, if you will. It's the same thing.
Right. I'm in MGM. Now I'm across the street. Now I'm at Park whatever. It's all the same, right? So just be careful of that. There has been so many acquisitions and mergers that they've got it down to pretty much 2 groups, and they keep you in their group of casinos through easy transportation. Also, Vegas isn't as walkable as it used to be.
Yeah.
It's very, like, if you are not prepared to walk 20,000 steps, stick to 1 or 2 resorts, because it is a distance between each resort.
It's true.
Those are big mega resorts. They're not meant to be walked in most cases other than Fremont Street.
You know what's not a scam? The Sphere.
Oh, I love the Sphere.
That was really fun.
Had a good time.
Yeah.
The
that was
Sphere is a
epic.
magnificent experience. Vegas is a magnificent experience. It's a lot of fun. We're just trying to help you stay away from the pitfalls and conundrums that you can get yourself into.
So that way, when you go on your trip, you come away with just positive memories and, you know, like good vibes. You don't come away with a sour taste in your mouth because you feel like, oh man, you know, I got tricked. Don't fall for these things, and then you will have a magnificent time.
So tell me, what is one of your favorite, it could be the Sphere, what is one of your favorite Las Vegas memories? And if you need a second, I can cover mine.
I liked ziplining with you over Fremont Street.
Right.
That was really fun.
Yeah.
The Bacchanal Buffet, next level. That is really, really good stuff.
We also went to a sushi buffet off the strip. Do you remember the name of that? I'll let you think about that. There are some amazing sushi restaurants. You're gonna Google it while I tell my other story.
Gorilla Sushi.
Gorilla Sushi. If you get a chance, go to Gorilla Sushi.
That was funny.
All you can eat.
In my head, I was like Sushi Ninja Sushi. Like it's something awesome. Like
It's
really
a cool
It's like a
name.
really cool thing. And I was like, Gorilla.
Yeah, I think I just picked it because I'm like, I would like to go to a Gorilla Sushi place.
I don't know what that is, but it's
All
cool.
you can eat premium sushi, and it's oh so good. So my favorite Vegas memory, other than going when I was 5.
Yeah.
We got to Vegas. It was the holidays. It was Christmas. On Fremont Street, there was an engineering firm throwing a Christmas party. And we just walked in like we owned the place.
We did,
We
yeah.
sat down at a table and we partook of the Christmas party. You were doing line dancing with the CEO. We got our picture taken with the accounting department.
We created backstories, intricate
Fictitious
ones.
histories that did not line up.
Well, you were in marketing and I work from home, and I don't know what we're even doing. But
Yeah, I
we got
started
a
off
lot.
telling them, the first person I talked to, I was like, oh, no, I don't work here, she does. And then she came over and they're like, oh, what are you doing? She's like, oh, I don't work here, he does. So, but we wound up making a lot of friends, being in the corporate pictures and getting an invite the next year.
I loved it.
The
We
best
had
day
a
of my
great
life.
time. The mashed potatoes.
No. Amy was actually upset because we got there late. They were throwing out the food. It was kind of towards the end of the party, right? We didn't take advantage of them. They were getting rid of stuff, and you try to just a little taste the mashed potatoes, like so good, but you know this food isn't for me.
Yeah.
And then they just started throwing away the mashed potatoes, and for
That
weeks
was
I heard you.
heartbreaking. It really was.
You're like, I should have eaten more of those mashed potatoes.
You regret the mashed potatoes you don't eat.
So, folks, when you go to Vegas, don't crash a Christmas party, but if you do, you're going to have a real good time.
Yes.
Don't get taken advantage of, and have a real good time. Folks, My name is Adam. If you haven't by now, make sure you click that subscribe button. If you've enjoyed this video, or if you think you'll enjoy us in the future, click that subscribe button, click a like, and leave us a comment with some of your tips or your stories of your favorite moments or least favorite moments in Vegas. We've had a few of those. They're absolutely fantastic. We'll save those for another adventure. This is World's Greatest Adventures. We just went to Gatorland. We just went to Costa Rica. We've been to Vegas. We're going back to Vegas for the Consumer Electric Show. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff. Thailand, probably Vietnam next year. So smash that subscribe button. I like saying smash that subscribe button. It's what the kids are saying, and then they go, let's go.
Yeah, if you're into Vegas, we went to CES last year, and we're going back this year, and we would love to tell you more about that as well in a future video.
Consumer electronics.
Let us know.
See what new cyber cars are coming out and what's going on in AI. Folks, on behalf of the Rat Pack, the Wolf Pack, Mr. T, Amy, and me, thanks for watching. You know we love and appreciate you, and
Adios, amigos.
goodbye, my friends.